You ready?
I'm ready for a workout.
Okay. There's a bonus.
Okay.
Okay, so once we break all the lasers.
You have to break all of them, yeah.
Yeah, before you hit the lighted target, if one of us can make it to the handprint on either side, it's going to be a bonus. And then we'll hit the other target, it'll reset the lasers, and we get more points.
Okay, I'm ready.
You ready?
Okay.
Co-op play.
Okay, ready?
Okay, ready?
Go.
Go! Oh my god! What do we do?
Hit a target, hit a target, hit a target. There we go, go!
Go! Oh my gosh, this is so much fun! While we try to beat the record, let's throw it over to Hot Button, where Johanna and Nancy take it away.
Good afternoon and welcome to Hot Button. Today's topic, the culture of food. Because food is such an important part of our lives. It represents from where are we from? For example, I'm from Venezuela, but I lived my whole life in Spain. So I know both cuisines. For example, in Spain, they use lots and lots of salt. But Venezuela, we don't. We like things milder. What about you, Nancy?
Well, I was born in Canada, so obviously I have an understanding of Canadian food. I grew up in New Brunswick, and we moved to Quebec when I was a child, and there was foods there that I'd never heard of while in New Brunswick. For instance, pizza, never heard of it. Barbecue chicken, again, never heard of it. Didn't take us long to enjoy those things. Chinese food took us a while because it was just so alien from anything we'd ever heard of before. And then as a young adult, I moved to Ontario. Once again, I had to get used to the differences. Now, it wasn't so much the food in Ontario, it was more about the flavor. I've always felt that Montreal food had much more flavor. Not trying to insult anybody from Ontario.
Yes, the same thing happened to me. Spain has a Mediterranean diet, and Venezuela has more of a Caribbean diet. So it's very, very different. For example, for breakfast, we eat in Venezuela, we eat lots of fruits. It's amazing and beautiful how the table looks with all these different colors. In Spain, it's simple. A cup of coffee and a piece of bread, it's enough. Lunch is basically the same. We eat the same food. But in Venezuela, lunch is the main meal. So it's a time to spend together as a family. Whereas dinner in Spain, it looks just like lunch. But in Venezuela, we eat, at least my family, we don't eat more than a piece of fruit.
Coming to Canada must have been a big challenge.
Yeah, it was.
I think changing diet can be difficult for kids. For instance, when my kids were young, we took a trip to Barbados, and all they wanted to eat while we were there were hamburgers. Wasn't easy to find hamburgers. Finally, when we did get a restaurant that did serve them, it was so expensive. Of course, it can be difficult for adults too. I've been to both China and Indonesia, and I absolutely loved the food there. However, I was really happy to get home and eat the foods that I was used to.
Yeah, I think that's because we're raised in with a specific diet. It represents our country and our traditions. So it can be a bit of a challenge when living in a different country and eating different foods. So that's why my mom, every Sunday, she cooks Venezuelan food. So to make us feel closer to home.
I can only imagine what it must be like for you and your family. Unless you live in a big city, you don't get a chance to go to restaurants that serve foods from different countries. And of course, if you don't have a cook serving you all these wonderful things, I don't know anybody who actually has a cook, you can't experience it either. Now, traveling into Vancouver to go to a nice restaurant that serves maybe Venezuelan food, for instance, can be a bit of a challenge for the average person. And I think most of us, when we eat out, we tend to stick close to home. Or maybe that's just my circle of friends.
No, I think you're right. We're a bit scared of trying new things, but I personally think that if you have the opportunity of trying a new food from a different culture, try it, take it. You'll have more knowledge of different cultures around the world.
That's a good point. And if you do get the opportunity to travel, you won't hesitate to try new foods. What about you? Do you enjoy trying new foods, or you prefer the foods that are used to? Let us know on our Facebook and Twitter page. See you next time on Hot Button.